sneakers. Oh, what a perfect time. Dream about you and I wanna hit it. Replay, replay. I wanna do it again like replay. All these visions bring back feelings. Take my mind away to those early days. Replay, replay. We give into sensation. Your body takes my shape. Never-ending pure temptation. Go on, let's rewind the tape. Thinking about you and I wanna hit it. Replay, replay. I need that love on loop like replay. All these visions bring back feelings. Take my mind away. I need you to stay. Replay, replay. Replay that love like over and over again. My lover, I want you, I need it, gotta have it. Replay that love like all these. My lover, I want you, I need it, gotta have it. Replay that love like over and over again. My lover, I want you, I need it, gotta have it. Replay that love like over and over again. My lover, I want you, I need it, gotta have it. Frame by frame we go, running through the chapters of our lives, never knowing how it'll turn out. Day by day we place our right foot over the left. We watch the leaves turn green to brown. But you've been a kind friend to me. Though I bide my time, searching for these rhymes, you come drifting through my mind so easy. Brings a smile to me. You come to help me see that's life for life. Da, 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 da. Riding shotgun down the East Coast Parkway, dreaming. I kissed your cheek and pulled you close. We get wiser as we grow up through the ages. But sometimes it's still hard to feel. Still, you've been a kind friend to me. You helped me bide my time, searching for these rhymes. You come drifting through my mind so easy. Brings a smile to me. You come to help me see that's life for life. Only for tomorrow, whatever will be. Step by step we take it further than we've ever known, till one day it'll all be yours. You've been a kind friend to me. You helped me bide my time, searching for these rhymes. You come drifting through my mind so easy. Brings a smile to me. You come to help me see that's life for life. Da, 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 da. light is nearest, so your darkness won't confuse.
When you're jealous, balled up fists of rage.
Someone let you down and now emotions are restrained. I'll soak it out, I'll tear it down, taking all the shades of you, shades of you.
Lend me your worries, they'll tie it down me dead.
Reborn with possibility, peace and never-endingness. Purple with confusion, beats a heart of gold. Chained with silver armor, unlocked by kindness so bold. Na-na-na-na-na, I will learn all the shades of you. Da-da-da. I will learn all the shades of you. I asked her to stay, but she had some other plans. So I held my breath and watched our dreams wash away. Lost in a haze, trying to figure ways to hang on to a love we lost along the way. Babe, we tried to work it out, but in the end, the best way's out. I'll be honest, I gotta be honest, 'cause it's so hard for me to be the one you need when you're not here. I lost a friend, a bitter end. Yeah, I don't know, frankly, you don't see me, but it still hurts for me to see the one I need with someone else. He loves your smile, you love his style. I wanna know, frankly, do you miss me honestly?
So you want the truth, you're probably gonna laugh at me. I still read the letters that you gave to me, but what we have is all we ever should be. Yeah, you want me to stay and I want you to let go. I wish there was a way we could see it through, but you know deep down I just gotta be honest. Yeah, 'cause it's so hard for me to see you hurt. You know that we just wouldn't work. I'm still here as a friend. Yeah, you should know that I still care. And honestly, I want you to stay, but I know you'll take it the wrong way. I think it's time that you be honest with yourself. Yeah, honestly.
I asked her to stay, she had some other plans. So I held my breath and watched our dreams wash away. Here we are, come so far, it's been hard, so this one's for the road. Won't be long till we're gone, so this song's the one that takes us home. So take a dive straight into the deep, and won't you try taking a chance with me? 'Cause anytime you're feeling nervous, I just hope you hear this, and you know you're not alone. Life can get a little crazy, filled with all these babies. Maybe just put down your phone and sing la-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. Even though it's noisy, take a deeper breath and say la-di-da-di-da-di-da to me. These sweet melodies, they keep me company. And we're here not knowing what to say, but take a dive straight into the deep. And won't you try taking a chance with me? Cause anytime you're feeling nervous, I just hope you hear this and you know you're not alone. Life can get a little crazy, filled with all these maybes. Maybe just put down your phone and say la-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. Even though it's noisy, take a deeper breath and sing la-di-da-di-da-di-da to me.
Yourself get up off the floor. I don't know what you're waiting for. Why don't you just open the door? Come meet me on the other side.
Lift yourself, get up off the floor. I don't know what you're waiting for. Why don't you just open the door? Won't you try taking a chance with me? Cause anytime you're feeling nervous, I just hope you hear this and you know you're not alone. Life can get a little crazy, filled with all these maybes. Maybe just put down your phone and sing la-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. Even though it's noisy, take a deeper breath and sing la-di-da-di-da-di-da to me. La-di-da-di-da-di-da to me. La-di-da-di-da-di-da to me.
Waking up with you, it's like the birth of Venus. A painter must have blessed his eyes on you, and the way you hold your coffee cup, I swear that it's the Renaissance. You wear our living room like it's a painting.
Sunrise hits the room, shines a spotlight on my muse. You give me a look I can't refuse.
Can't help myself under your spell, it's true. I think I must be dreaming of all the things that don't make sense we do. I'll always be believing. I spent a lifetime to discover every version of my love for death, that in every universe it's you. Of all the things that don't make sense we do, in every universe it's you. I don't know where I would be without you, baby. Waiting for centuries, I could've lost my sanity, yeah. But you came to me like you're an angel in a dream.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Can y'all hear me? If you can, just give me a reaction. Yes? Okay, great. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, hi, everybody. Welcome to our GENflick Webinars. This is the first of our two-part webinars, and today's topic is about AI storytelling in microfilms. So really, thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Amida, and I'm your host and moderator. Today's session will explore how storytelling craft, AI-driven production flows, and microdramas are reshaping the future of content. And we're very, very honored to have three very amazing guests with us. First, Daniel Yam, acclaimed filmmaker known for his emotionally resonant short films. Next, we have Timothy O. Timothy's O's face, huh? Wow, very shy, right? Yes. Anyway, he's a general manager at Southeast Asia at Chinese online COL Group, who is leading the push for AI-driven production workflows and microdramas. Next, we have Ms. Tan Wei-Lyn, executive producer at Mediacorp English Drama Productions. She has produced over 2,000 episodes of long-form dramas. And I'm sure you've heard of Tangling, Kin, Sunny Side Up, and Provocative. So before we hear from them, right, I'd like to all of you just take note. Do keep your microphones muted so that you all can hear properly, right? And feel free to post your questions in the chat anytime. We'll cover them later during the Q&A, okay? And this session, as you can see the red button there, it's being recorded. We'll share the link with you after the event for reference points. Okay, well, enough about it. Let's start us off. Let's hear from Daniel Yam. Daniel's work has touched audience with stories, okay, full of heart and humanity. And today he'll share how timeless storytelling principles remain powerful even in the age of AI. Daniel, over to you.
Oh, hello. Hi, I'm on. Thank you, Amida. That was a fantastic, very nice and very kind introduction. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome. Rather than tell you who I am and what I do, I'll rather entertain you with a video about me. So, let's roll it. Next.
What if your content could change? What if your content could change people's life? For the longest time, I was struggling as a filmmaker, facing failure after failure. But I refused to give up on my dream. With every setback, I found new opportunities to learn. I put my heart and soul to develop my craft, making TV series, commercials, and even movies, until I uncovered the truth to crafting great stories that resonate. I found my voice and my audience. I realized that everyone has ideas and experiences that can make a meaningful impact. Your voice deserves to be heard, and your stories need to be shared. Join me on my journey. I'm honored to share my experiences so that we can learn from each other and create content that influences minds, inspire hearts, and build meaningful connections. Let's create!
Yay, let's all learn together. So, yeah, okay, personal story, okay? So I was a movie director. Like 3 years ago, right, I directed movies, and movies were 90 minutes, right? So I have this 90 minutes to captivate my audience. I have 2 hours to slowly build up my scene, and there are only three acts, right? 90 minutes, so 30 minutes each, act one, act two, act three. So every 30 minutes, right, I only need 3 twists or 3 review to keep my audience attention. 2 years ago, right, I do TV drama. TV drama is 30 minutes. So in every 10 minutes, I'll need a twist or a plot review to keep my audience attention. And then 1 year, and like today, in a world of microdrama, we have 2 minutes. In the first 3 seconds, we gotta hook people. In the next 10 seconds, we gotta have a twist. And then we're gonna build up to the next pivotal point in the next 10 seconds. And then again, in the next 10 seconds, we're gonna build to a climatic draw-dropping cliffhanger. And so this is how much the consumption pattern has changed. We were told that we only have 3 seconds to hook the audience before they swipe off. But just the other day, right, I was at the bus stop, right? I just saw this old lady, right? She was on the phone. I think she was like watching some China TikTok thing. So she was doing this. She was like just furiously just doing this fast and furious. It's relentless. So yeah, I don't think we even have 3 seconds to catch people's attention. It's crazy. Okay, next. We are worse than a goldfish. Yes. Yeah, so common understanding, a goldfish actually has 9 seconds of attention span. Um, uh, I know I really don't know that because I never spoke to a goldfish before. Maybe ask them to do a test. I'm not sure how they arrived at that. But Microsoft in the year 2000, they did a research that human has 8 seconds of attention span. So I think now we're even worse, 25 years later. Okay, next. The story that broke me. So I used to think that storytelling needs time, right? Needs dialogue, needs music, transition. and the slow building up of tension, release climax. Yeah, I used to come from a movie world, right? 90 minutes. I was given so much luxury. Yeah, I used to think that we need that much runway, emotional runway to tell a good story, but I was so wrong. Can we really tell emotional story effectively in a short time? And the story that broke me only took 6 words. Just 6 words. You hear me right. In 6 words, it brought tears to my eyes. Do you believe that? Okay, next one. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. I don't know how many of you have heard this before. So for context, this was written about a century ago, rumored by Hemingway. That was the time when people cannot afford food. Then they save up money for a baby shoe to prepare for a newborn. So what does it mean by never born, never worn? Um, well, back then, right, high baby birth rate, there was a century ago, baby death rate was really high. Reselling a shoe for a baby who didn't survive, I think that's very heartbreaking. I resonated with that. So I asked myself, why is my heart just being broken by just 6 words? It's definitely not the length. So this is very important, right? This is the most important thing that I'm going to share with you about emotional storytelling. Please. The universal emotion that connects us with stories. So I resonated deeply. It wasn't about the baby shoes. I just became a father when I first read that story. And then suddenly I understand that unspoken fear, that fear of losing someone you love. These emotions, they are universal. From the emperors 5,000 years ago to a homeless man on the street today, across time, culture, and status. We all crave love. We all fear rejection. We all long to believe or to belong. And we all carry hope and guilt and dreams. So when a story taps into these emotions, we don't watch it. We don't just watch it. We feel it. We see ourselves in it. That's why when a story becomes emotional, yeah, you don't believe me? Let's try with more example, okay? Short ones. Let's do the exercise and let's learn together. Let's click to the next one. I met my soulmate. She didn't. 6 words. Ouch, right? Why do we feel emotion about this, right? What emotion connects us? A longing to find love, the rejection, the heartbreak of feeling, we found the one, and then realizing that it wasn't reciprocated. Next one. Jumped. Then I changed my mind. First time I read it was quite comical, but then it's like I realized, oh my God, wow, it's terrible. Why do we feel emotional about this? What emotions that connect us? Regret, fear, hopelessness, right? These are all universal emotions, right? Next one. Only man alive. And then a knock. Right. What emotion connects us? Wow. Who's out there, right? Like the fear of unknown. All horror story taps into this universal emotion. Next one. Birth certificate, death certificate, one pen. Oh, this is very sad. Right? It's a very powerful thought about how grief and how fragile life is reduced to just 2 documents signed with the same pen. So in this just 6 words, right? It connects deeply with our heart. It's never about the length. It's about the empathy that we bring to the story. It's how the emotion resonate with our humanity, right? Okay, so let's go to the next one. A good story is always about emotion. But emotion doesn't mean a tear, right? Emotion doesn't mean I'm crying, right? That's not just the only emotion we have. A good story can make us laugh, can clench our fist in anger, can hold our breath in fear, or even like jump out in celebration. These are all emotions. So a good story doesn't have to make you cry. It can make you feel everything, right? It can be funny, it can be a horror, it can be a romance. Yeah, so there are different genres that give you different emotion, right? So emotion is really about anything that moves our heart. And again, a good story is always about emotion. Okay, next one. Storytelling didn't change. the way we consume story has, right? It's true. We still crave for emotion, but we want it faster, sharper, and shorter. But today, right, the heart must move faster than our edit. Okay, so now that you understand the why of why story works, let's dive into the how. Next one. How traditional short film techniques adapt to microfilms. Microdramas is like all over the place right now. I'm sure we're all seen. I'm guilty of losing my like days on it. So we're not gonna go into that. The craft of storytelling has not changed, but in the simplest term, right, all stories is just made up of two things. Let me simplify everything for you. Just two things to take care of in a good storytelling. Okay, what are these two things? Tension and release. At its core, right, tension is about desire. It's always about a character who wants something, and an obstacle is in his way. Maybe it's a fear, maybe it's a truth that must face. And the release is what answers that tension. What happens in the end? How does he overcome it? Did they change into a better person? Is there a transformation? Did they get what they are searching for, or even something deeper? Or maybe they fail. Then it becomes a tragedy, right? So that's the emotional arc of every good story. Either it's a 90 minutes movie or it's a 15-minute Instagram reel. It's always about tension and release. Next one. So how does microdrama work? What is the structure, right? So we have the opening hook, followed by tension immediately, and then the release of the tension usually goes into a pivot, and then it goes into a cliffhanger or hook. I mean, if in a 2 minutes, in a 2 minute drama, I've seen the tension and release so many times. They just keep repeating the same thing. I just watched this micro drama by this poor girl get slapped 3 times in a minute. That's tension. Okay. Right. Let's break it down. Right. What is the best way? Right. How about let's just do an example. Next one. Okay. Opening. Right. The hook. Are you sleeping with my wife? Oh, immediately when you see that, you cannot not scroll away. You gotta know what's gonna happen next, right? This is how you hook it. This is a very powerful hook, right? Okay. Okay, but I've got up. Not yet. Sorry. Yeah, let's go back. So the opening, right? The craft of the opening for a micro drama is opening always start in the middle of a scene. You don't see people walking in, opening the door. Now we have grand explanation, backstory, exposition. Cut that all out. Cut directly to the drama, the punchy lines, right? Acting must be overly dramatic. We have to make sure that the audience knows what's going on in the shortest amount of time. This is what we've been witnessing, right? You cannot scroll away from something as shocking and as blatant as this. Are you sleeping with my wife? Wow. Okay, next one. Tension builds. Two men starts to fight, right? Right? It's a fight scene. Man throws a punch. Then after that, maybe they slam each other. They kill each other. They try to take each other's eyeball out. Escalation, drama, right? Tension. Until one man pulls out a gun. Boom. Okay, next one. Bang! The husband fires. And then the other man, drops to the ground, bleeding, dying. So this is the release. We build the emotion, we build the tension up, right? The fire, the pulling out the gun, is it going to fire or not? Boom! That's the resolution, right? That's the release of the tension. Next one. Dying man. "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for sleeping with your wife, Debbie." Right? The tension builds, right? Then it's released by this line. "I'm sorry for sleeping with your wife, Debbie." And the next one. The husband freeze. We're building up to a pivot right now. "Debbie, my wife is Cindy." "Oh no, I killed the wrong man." Pivot, right? Building tension again. What's he gonna do? Next one. A girl, right? We're gonna have the release and building up the tension all together. A girl runs in, sobbing. He cradles a dying man. Debbie goes, "Don't die. I'm carrying your child." Well, yeah, don't judge me on micro dramas like that, okay? Next one. Husband, Debbie, the dying man says. No, the husband says to the dying man, are you sleeping with my daughter? So there you go. And the cliffhanger just ends there. It's like, oh, I gotta know what's gonna happen later. Then that makes you swipe up to the next chapter, right? So yes, it's super melodramatic. It's over the top trail, ridiculous plot, crazy twists and story that just don't end quietly. It has to be a jaw-dropping cliffhanger. That makes you want to find out what happens next. So microdrama are so bad it's good. It's addictive, it's entertainment. Okay, next. So now you got it. Tension, release, right? So in all microdrama case, tension, release, cliffhanger. This is how microdrama hook us from the first second and compel us to watch until the next one, right? Okay, I'm gonna talk about the next section, which is AI. I've been experimenting with some AI recently. Yeah, it's really good. So in the age of AI, I always get this question: AI is here. Is it gonna take over storytelling? The next one. So I always love to share this story, right? So I have two children. One's a 7-year-old and one's a 14-year-old daughter. So when they are little, I'm always the hero with all the story, with all the answers, right? Why does the moon disappear? I would launch into like shadow orbits, astronomy. So, but today things have changed. The small one will go like, never mind that. I'll just Google it, or worse, they'll say, never mind, I'll ask ChatGPT. It's faster. So I admit, I felt replaced, my identity, my value as a daddy. I'm not a hero anymore with all the answers. Of course, it has a happy ending, right? One beautiful night, my son comes to me and asks me, Dad, what should I be when I grow up? He could have Googled salary, career list, find everything on the internet, but that's not what he wants. He wanted guidance. He wanted wisdom. The kind that only I can give, because I know his heart, I know his passion, I know his dreams. And my daughter, she doesn't come to me for homework anymore because I can't teach. Yeah, it's way over me. But one day she comes to me when a friend hurt her feeling. Her heart is broken. And no AI can give her the kind of concern and the kind of compassion that she needs. That's when I realized I know her value and belief more than ChatGPT, right? AI is clever. It knows all the right words, but only we bring the humanity. AI doesn't understand hopes and dreams. AI doesn't understand empathy and compassion, but AI knows what. We know why. AI gives intelligence. We give them the wisdom, right? And that wisdom, that human touch, is why we are more important than ever. And that wisdom is what we'll focus on for the rest of this session, right? Next one. AI is the pen and we are the writer, right? AI doesn't create meaning, we do, right? It's a tool that let us reach faster, see clearer, and dream bigger, right? So AI let us create different iteration so quickly. If I want a different idea, it can give me 10 ideas in a second. If I want a different character, it can give me character design in 10 seconds, right? Visual exploration, I can build worlds that I've never done before, right? Microdrama optimization, 15 seconds, I can stretch it to a minute, or I can turn it into a 5-second thriller at the blink of an eye. So we can produce at scale, we can tell more story, we can increase productivity. AI amplify, but it doesn't replace, right? Rebring the soul, right? Sorry, I think we'll go back. The previous one, rebring the soul. AI can create output, but human creates impact. AI can create music and story, but how they create music and stories is all based on data and patterns. It's not based on emotion. Because AI doesn't know what a mother's fear, right? It doesn't understand what rejection from a lover feels like. It doesn't understand the pain of losing someone, right? No tears in the writer, no tears in the reader. So we are safe. We still need to bring the tears. Okay, the next one. The one who tells the best story wins. So ever scroll past 50 videos and stop just for one? It happens every day, right? So in the age of AI, I think everyone can generate, but who can storytell? AI can make creation easy for everyone, but the true storytellers, the one who build emotional bridges, they always stand out. So the one who tells the best story wins. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daniel. That was very, very useful for that breakdown of the microdrama format. I think that will be very helpful. And
Super
a
drama,
reminder,
right?
yeah, the straight to the thing, tension and release. Okay, I will remember that. Helpful, helpful. Okay, thank you very much. Next, we turn to the intersection of technology and industry. We will meet Mr. Timothy Ho. He brings over 17 years of global experience in entertainment and strategy. As general manager at COL Group, he's helping to shape the rise of microdramas through AI-driven production workflows. Timothy, take it away. The floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you guys. Just a quick introduction, which will give you a bit of background of myself as well as what I do. I'm actually a former STA alumni, graduated in 2007 in diploma in new media. So some of the people that are on this call are like my facilitators back in the days. It's been crazy. It's been like 17 to 18 years since I graduated, and I've been working a lot in the different aspects of media. So in the last 18 years, I have transcended from various media platforms to media companies, radio, TV, OTT, gaming as well. Just if you could just press on, yes. So essentially what I would summarize my career as would be me adapting to the consumption of media shift. And why I think I wanted to highlight this is because I'm always at the forefront of what people are changing towards instead of waiting for things to happen. So at every single point of how I pivot is in the choice of, okay, so what people look doing and how are people actually consuming content. So my advice to it is very serious about kicking off a career in the media entertainment industry would be I'm just waiting for the slides to show. Yes, is to not stay in your comfort zone. So once you're comfortable and you feel like what you're doing is extremely easy and comfortable, you need to move. That's exactly what it is. Because if you don't move, the industry is going to move 10 times, 15 times faster than you do. Okay. I'm not going to go into details, but then I want to give you a broad understanding in terms of why I got into what I'm doing. So I started with filmmaking, did documentaries for Discovery Net back in the day, did my own short films. I went into, did broadcast PR marketing for Sony Pictures, and I went to sports media, gaming, and currently, with what I know across the board, it helps to have this solid understanding of what and how to basically manage, as a whole, which leads me to where we are today. Next slide, I guess. So microdramas, I'm sure Daniel gave a very, very good introduction of what microdramas are. I'm going to quickly summarize it for you, but in short, microdrama is a billion-dollar industry as we speak right now. And I'm going to give you a couple of points on what actually microdrama are. Because it's going to go one by one. It's 1 to 2 minutes episode each. It's 90 to 120 episodes per series. We've got teasers and a few episodes that you see on social media. It prompts you to download and to watch more. You get the first 10 episodes free. And you purchase coins and watch ads to subscribe. So the image that you see on the left side is actually a story that I the help of Variety, and that's a show that that we actually are published, or rather is marketing. So that show itself bring us $1.5 million each day. And in a week's time, that show actually reached around approximately 10 million views. So this kind of numbers is something that show platforms have seen. And it's very clear that this version of what traditional TV and entertainment viewing to a space where everybody is watching stuff vertically. I mean, I'm sure you all have like handphones, right? You don't use your phones like this anymore, right? You use your phones like this. So this is a very, very natural shift. And this shift, it's not overnight. It's happened since Instagram stories happened. It's happened since TikTok happens. And this growth itself started transition of companies, particularly in China, monetizing it. So what we're talking about is this: we did not start this industry by recreating how things are like. We essentially took what it is that how people are already watching video, and we start monetizing it. So back in 2024, it's already a 6.9 billion industry in China, which is a 34 to 35% year-on-year increase. And in China, more than 50% of internet users watches micro dramas as we speak. By 2025, microdrama apps across Asia has reached 150 million active users. And by end of this year, it is set to surpass the box office revenue in China. And this is quite alarming. And you and I know that cinemas are shutting in Singapore. And to give you guys some idea and context is Singapore tend to be a couple of years behind Hong Kong and a few years in advance of Southeast Asia audiences, for example, Thailand, Indonesia, and all. So what we're seeing a trend is that the Hong Kong film industry is struggling really badly at this point, with more and more cinemas shutting as well, and things are not really picking up as before. And Singapore is just stepping into that space and scene. And we're going to start seeing this trend going to continue, where this is going to affect not just the industry, but it also affects your opportunity as you graduate, right? And it also is going to set that scene. So it's very important for you to understand where the industry is headed, and that would give you a very clear understanding of like how to understand, like what I mentioned, pivot when time is necessary. Let's talk about global adoption outside of China. So ever since China has reached that peak, it has also started to grow outside, particularly in the US, where the revenue is projected to be at 26 billion by 2030. This is also a significant change because, a lot of these companies are now, I'm talking about companies as in traditional OTT platforms like the Netflix, the HBO, are now competing with not just the TikTok of the world, the Instagram story of the world. They're also competing with these micro drama platform and apps, which is set to almost hit 1 billion by end of this year. And this is just starting for emerging markets like Southeast Asia, LATAM, and MENA. And when I talk about starting, it means, right, and Daniel mentioned he's starting to watch, but I can tell you that nobody is really paying to watch it. But the people in China and US are paying, and they're paying up to around $25 each week just to watch it. The whole concept of microdrama is not just a matter of people subscribing to watch it. They are paying to finish it. They're paying to complete what the show is. So they're investing in multiple platforms and multiple tools, multiple channels just to watch the different shows that is being fed to them. And this behavioral cycle has not started in this part of the world, as well as Latin and MENA. Will it take off? Will it not? It is for us to see. But what we're seeing right now is that the two main markets which has set trends for TV and film industries for years has already got to that stage. And we space very, so we're seeing a lot of growth opportunity in the next couple of years. So I'll give you 4 reasons why microdrama works so well. Number 1, it's snackable and addictive. So it's really easy, very fast to watch. You have very little attention span and you can get on very quickly. Secondly, they're not expensive to make. A microdrama could cost you approximately 70,000 to $200,000 each, whereas a Hollywood film or even a regular film would cost you at least $1 million. People are paying because they're binging it. This psychology is very similar to gaming, where you are buying on impulse. Virality, the shows are so addictive and like archery focused that at any point of time, it sometimes makes it so interesting, and you tend to share it, you tend to like and comment on it very, very much. So these are the 4 reasons why micro dramas work extremely well in this current landscape. I'm not going to go into too much details because Daniel covered this, but essentially an episode which from one of our series is, it starts with a very dramatic beginning, and then it goes into very consistent stories that is just on I would say like a shock factor, that almost every 5 to 6 seconds you get some really shocking that leads to a cliffhanging story. Like what Daniel mentioned earlier, there is no flashbacks of people opening the door, sitting down, all these little gestures, close-up shots of, gestures and stuff. There is no time for that. It gets right into the action and it hooks you in very quickly. And that's how an episode typically happens with a micro drama. And that is just within 1 to 2 minutes. And as you can imagine, this is extremely different from regular TV. I'm not sure if you guys can still hear me and see me.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Can you
Great.
hear? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's some technical difficulties, I think. So yeah, I'm not seeing the slide, so I'm not sure where we are right now. If you can.
Okay, it says, what is COL's role in this space?
Fantastic. So I don't see, but I'm going to tell you. So our role essentially is we are the #1 micro drama ecosystem. We actually pioneered the micro drama industry right from 2021. So what happened was we had a lot of IPs. IPs are intellectual properties, novels, stories. And that's how we started as a company. And we eventually decided that we want to take these stories and film it on a portrait mode. It took off. We launched this platform called Yexiang back in 2021. Became very successful, got a 1/4 of the market share in China, and subsequently expanded to the US, which we launched this platform called Real Short. It's #1, #2 platform in the world right now, with the most amount of microdrama productions in place. We've also started producing microdramas in China, where we actually have approximately 20 titles that we launch each month, purely out of China, using very popular IPs, like novels and stories that actually has a very strong following. And we've recently started this platform called Flareflow. Our company uses a lot of AI in the entire process, which actually developed incredible technology back in 2021, 2022, way before ChatGPT has launched itself. Just to give you an idea of what we do, for example, from a platform perspective, right? This is Flareflow. Flareflow has launched only in April this year. Within 6 months, it's got 15 million downloads, and it's actually #1 in the US right now. Germany, Austria, and Canada is top 5 on iOS and Google Plus. And it also has an increase of user base by around 1,500% and 500% increase on revenue. So this is an incredible space to be in. It's booming like crazy, as you can imagine, but it didn't happen overnight, right? It came from content, as what Daniel mentioned before. So the stories remain the same. I can give you some idea. So how we first started as a company was we had all these stories that we brought online, which is why we're called COL, Chinese Online, 中文在线. We took these stories, we turn it into short form films, audiobooks, TV series, and then internet came. we digitize it into different versions where, you know, there are like apps where you could actually see outcomes of characters. We call it chapters. And then we use the stories into microdramas, which essentially are the same stories that we tell from the audiobooks back in the 2000s. So it's always about how you tell that story, but you need to adjust to what and where the audience are. I'm going to talk about AI very quickly. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Fantastic. Can we get to the next slide, please? Thank you very much. So how does AI change things for us? So we actually launched one of the first AI microdrama unit. I'm going to tell you how the things that we do in the next couple of slides. Number one, we use AI to assist with scripting. So we have this platform called Xiaoyao. It's a Chinese platform. We started by allowing writers to use this to actually create novels with a couple of prompts. And we did this, again, back before ChatGPT launched. But with AI, we're able to use
Oops, we've lost him. Hang on.
hello.
Hi. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. We are. You were talking about the parallelized production pipeline with the AI assisted scripting.
What typically would like 2 weeks to actually get into, we actually are able to shrink that into a 2 to 3 days essentially. So we're able to, you know, basically tailor the scripts based on the need. For example, when something in Mexico, we're able to basically take a script that has and analyze it in 1 day's time, which is something that takes a long time in the past to complete. So that's something we do actually. The next point, which is on creative acceleration. So we actually use AI to help with generating scene patterns, storyboards that, you know, in the past would take us days and weeks to draw and everything else. VX continuity. So for example, we use AI to track whether if the character being addressed correctly or whether if the parts of the scenes are being matched accurately. You know, I'm sure you guys have film and you always have to do, like, you know, the balancing and stuff. So with AI, we'll be able to use these technology, which we have built ourselves in-house, that has helped accelerate this entire process. We're not changing the jobs or writing the, but we are process of it makes it really, really efficient for people to creating things. So as you can imagine, before we've already done the first 10 episodes on AI. And we know exactly how it's going to be like and what the hook is like. And we use that as a template for production of 90 episodes. The next point, AI post-production, one of the most mature stuff internally. We use AI editing basically to fast forward things like dubbing, audio mixing, scaling of post-production. It shortened our post-production from 14 days at first to a period of 7 days, which has been incredibly amazing. We're going to start seeing this becoming more and more interesting as time passes. Can you guys see the next slide, which is point number 4?
Yes, yes, we can.
So this is the most exciting part, which I think it's really fun. So we actually do have around 800 to 1,000 data points in each that helps us make decision. So we, apart from us just filming and putting online, we actually do real-time editing and change the story based on the matrix of completion rates, drop-offs, and interactions. So for example, if someone were to watch something and we realize that 62% of the female audiences are watching, but they're not finishing to pay to watch, we would actually switch up the stories in hours. So this AI is allow us to really quickly prompt how do we move our production, change the sequencing, and also where the hooks are, how do we pace it, and how do we define what themes to shoot. And this really, and then within days we'll be able to comment the next action for the next series, because we know it works and we want to capture the the attention of these audiences. So we're getting to quite an exciting time where we are now using data and matrix to help us decide on how these story arcs are versus a creative storytelling back in the day where a director decides whether if this scene is going to be a 5-minute scene. So this is going to be quite an exciting change. Just quickly on this couple of last few points, integrated QA checkpoints. So we have human and AI checkpoints to review scripts, design, final edits, and ensure these are very fast cycles. So at any one point, we have up to 30 to 40 scripts that are being run, both on AI as well as humans, basically scripting and revising it in ensuring that it is optimal. So on average, each month we run around 400 experiments to see and test the scripts. This ensures that we are getting this the optimal production when we get there. We're not just basically filming it and coming back in the post-production to edit. We also have these AI checkpoints to check and make sure that every of these scenes are being done in the most optimal manner that would capture the audiences that are scrolling to the phones. Personalized distribution and monetization. This is not new. We use AI to actually direct content to the right audience. So for example, if you love cars, you will start seeing that you get a lot of these car-driven stories. If you love CEO romance, and we realize that you have these tendencies, you'll get a lot of these content itself. Even sexuality, preferences on languages, we actually market based on this and not region. So unlike a typical OTT player or a TV network, we don't actually do Singapore marketing, Malaysia marketing. We actually market by preferences and market by languages. So this is quite a change and shift in how we do marketing, and AI has helped us with matching this right content to the right people. Lastly, future-ready interactivity. So as we speak, right, we are talking to the likes of All3Media, people who are in the space of reality TV, where we're actually going to look at changing the format to make it more interactive. You can participate and you will be able to select different endings. We are also able to film different endings within days because of the speed and medium that we're in right now. So it's going to be quite exciting to see how this space evolve. And yeah, I'm very excited to share once we have some progress on how this future-ready interactivity aspect will come into place. So for you guys, I think a couple of things. With creators, right, especially in Southeast Asia, you have the first movers advantage. There's not a lot of people working on this at this point. There is a lack of local storytelling. Microdrama also is very low in production costs, and there is export potential, but you need to find out what globally people are looking for before you go into exporting it. Because let me just emphasize, shooting in vertical doesn't mean you are doing a micro drama or you're doing a vertical drama itself. So it's a completely different concept altogether, because I have a lot of people coming to me to say, hey, I'm actually filming this micro drama, but I realized that what they're doing is just taking the story and putting it on a vertical platform. And that's you're not trying to compete with your other audiences. You're trying to compete with someone that watches TikTok or Instagram story. With to brands, I think you're going to start seeing more and more product placement. We're going to start seeing a lot of these content that would reach mobile audiences before they even reach TV screens. So it's actually a great opportunity for like IPs, regular TV shows to be adapted into micro dramas, because it really reaches out to a lot wider audiences. I'll give you one example. I was in Vietnam the other day, and I was talking to people, and I realized that no one really watches Apple or Netflix, because some of their series are really hard and difficult to digest. So I realized that this mobile first audiences is massive in a market like Southeast Asia, especially in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And there's an opportunity for us to expand this a lot more. And lastly, I think you're going to start seeing a lot more telco and platform partnerships. You're going to see, telecom companies like the Singtel, the Telkomsel in Malaysia, Indonesia is going to get more and more involved in this space. So as I mentioned, we're in very, very early days of development within the region, but as a global space itself, it's very mature, and it only sets the scene to where microfilms, microdrama is headed towards. My only takeaway is to not ride the trend, but you have to be a part to shape it, because if you wait to ride the trend, you will be playing catch up, and it's very, very hard to do that. So that's all. And I'm sorry for the bad connection. I'm not sure why, but yeah, hopefully it gets better.
Thank you, Timothy. Wow, this was really inspiring and very insightful. Data-driven storytelling, something to so exciting. Okay, I'm going to bring on the panel discussion right now, and I'm going to bring on one more guest. She is Tan Wei-Lyn, and the three of you, Daniel, Timothy, and Willie, we're going to have a panel conversation, okay? And we let's dive into some questions. I think we have some questions from the audience. So the audience, please type in your Q&A at the chat, so we can read it out as well. So okay, let's just look at the first question that is by Angela. Is that Angela? Yeah, okay. Regarding the formula of hook, tension, build, release, pivot, release, cliffhanger, what is Daniel's view of, say, just feeding this rule to AI and giving only essential elements like when, where, and who to generate the story? In what part, do we add the humanity and emotion element in it?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. I mean, I did that. So initially, that very over dramatic story that we heard just now about the wife killing, the killing of the other, are you sleeping with my wife? Sorry, right? So that was actually ChatGPT. But I have to ask ChatGPT. I think I asked it to iterate probably about like 30 different ideas before I come to like, okay, this one got potential, right? So again, AI has all the right words, it has all the right ideas. It's a little bit like, those like online gurus, they say that they are live guru, they are live mentors that can help you solve your life problem. And then you realize that they are actually like just 20 years old live mentor. It's kind of like that for ChatGPT. They have all the big answers, but when you ask them about profound questions, they can't answer you, So it's like talking to a 5-year-old genius who knows all the answers, but doesn't know what life is. So it still have to filter out and curate all these answers. Some will speak to your heart, and then some won't. So you just choose those that speak to your heart and say, this sounds authentic. This sounds like it can speak to me, my heart. Then I think that's the kind of the litmus test. It speaks to a heart, I mean, it will speak to another human, I guess.
Okay, so we have another similar question, but I think it's different. It's similar in terms of how do you know if your hook is strong enough to capture attention. That's by John Koo, right? How do you test if it's working or not? So this is something maybe Dana and Timothy can answer. How do you test if it's
I think I share the
working?
stage with Timothy.
Yeah.
Timothy,
Typically, right, what we do is we would put up multiple versions online to see how the audience response is like. You know, we are in a very data-driven world. When you put the content online, you can see how many people actually are watching, whether if the audience are more female, male-driven, are you reaching to your current followers? Are you reaching to non-followers? I'm talking specifically about like, you know, existing platforms like TikTok and Instagram where you have the creators business suite itself. But if you own a platform, you get even more data points with regards to where people are watching. How are they swiping up after 3 seconds, 4 seconds? Are they actually clicking in to see what the title is, who the actors are? So the engagement comes really from what platform you put on, what kind of data points you get, and A/B testing.
Oh,
mm,
interesting.
yeah, I think with big platform, we have all these like A/B test kind of data. So I think it'll be good. But I mean, if we are just doing videos on ourselves, I think it's a gut feeling. You know, it's like whether that's gonna hook someone, we're gonna like, oh, this is interesting. Let me watch more. I mean, we can like test it with a friend and ask them whether it's gonna be interesting. Would they be continuing to watch that? And sometimes it's very subjective, right? I mean, it's like if you show me a cat video, I'll just scroll past. If you show me a dancing baby, I'll say, what's that? I'll watch it, right? So for, you know, small time creators who are just starting out, asking ourselves, what is the best opening hook? I think, yeah, just try, just do different things. I mean, the more we practice, the more failures, the more we get good at it. We know what shocks and what hooks and what brings back the right audience. So I mean, the right audience is always the right story that you want to tell. So sometimes the right hook might not be the one that you want the audience to come in, right? If that makes sense, right? Yeah. So just do stuff and experiment.
I have a question for Wei-Lyn. Wei-Lyn, you know, what's you know, you were the showrunner, the executive producer for long form dramas at Mediacorp. What is Mediacorp's direction, you know, in terms of the micro drama trend these days?
Hi, Amida.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for inviting me to this.
Yes.
I have to be very honest. When I was first asked to do this, I felt like I was an imposter. There's some imposter syndrome because what is AI and all that to us, especially for someone who's been doing long form for 10 years. For us, actually, we fell into short form. We fell into micro dramas accidentally. We were asked to do extension from Sunny Side Up. We released it a couple of years by MSF. It was to publicize their hand signal for domestic abuse victims. When we started doing that, okay, so what I'm about to tell you about our micro dramas is a complete antithesis of everything that has been discussed today. Because we don't have 100 episodes, we're commissioned to do about 10 episodes. We don't have those sexy, exciting kind of openings. Our stories are extremely localized. And to my extreme surprise, I think when we first did it, we didn't even know we were doing a microdrama. When we did it and we released it, to our extreme surprise, within 30 days, we garnered about 8 million views.
Wow.
And then when we did a second one, which was again commissioned by a client, ICA, that was purely for recruitment as well, but we looked at it from a story point of view. How do we get people to want to join ICA? We managed to get about 12 million views in the first 30 days. So it started doing better and better. And then we started thinking, what were we doing right or wrong? And started analyzing how we were doing microdrama. So we've got a couple more coming up, but because these are very, we have different KPIs, obviously. We're not there to get people to pay to watch. Obviously, these are all paid for by our clients. And the KPI for the ICA one for them was recruitment. And then we found out that after we released the ICA microdrama, which was 10 episodes, they experienced something like 60 to 70% surge in applications, which then hit their KPI. And then we've been asked recently to do a season 2 and a season 3. We're in talks with them to do another 10 to 20 episodes. So it's an interesting model for us because it doesn't fit into the typical Chinese microdrama model. It's very interesting because after we did that, then we realized we're doing microdramas, and then we started getting experts from China telling us how to do it, and we were just analyzing what works for the Singapore audience may not work for any other audience, honestly. I'm not sure if it will have that kind of global appeal. But what was interesting to us is we didn't expect this level of success. And the question is, should we be competing with the China microdramas, honestly? Because they can do it cheaper, they can do it faster, and they have a vast amount of talents, quite frankly. And do we have that volume? And just to film anything, in media, in Singapore, it just costs more than anybody else. So that is the challenges for us in Singapore to figure out how to do that kind of microdrama, and we're really finding our way, honestly. We do have a team that looks at the data, what's working, what's not working. We also have that. We have a team kind of crunching out the numbers, looking at the trends, and then trying to figure out trend jacking. So for us, we are still formulating our strategy for short form, and we're learning from each one that we do. We're scrutinizing every episode, which ones got higher views, which ones didn't get higher views. And honestly, it's very intuitive right now. Like when we first started the first one, I went to the edits, about hours and hours of slots and edits, because I'm like, why isn't this moving? Why is it so slow? Are we telling things still too conventionally? The storytelling is different. So it's interesting because 10 years of long form has given us the ability to craft cliffhangers. That's all we do all the time, cliffhangers, except that it's half an hour, then a cliffhanger. Now it's 2 minutes cliffhanger, 2 minutes twist in the tail. So generally we are looking at things differently, but also trying to I think it's the realization as well that our audience, it's very experienced at watching typical dramas. They already know what's coming next. So for us, it's figuring out if they already know the setup. So for example, instead of seeing a man, a banana peel, slipping on a banana peel, falling on the floor, and groaning in pain, all we need to do is show the man on the floor holding a banana peel. You kind of already know this. So we tell something that would have taken us a longer time to set up in a much shorter period. So the storytelling skills are still very important. Figuring out how to do with exposition. How do we get straight to the point, because the audience already can pick up clues. They already know what's going to happen, and they're very intelligent. So it's about giving them the credit for that, and then understanding the emotional, like Timothy and Daniel have brought up. It's about the emotional response to whatever it is. It's also that question of, is there an emotional response? Is this what the viewer wants to see? And can I add something a bit more different to what I've already done before? It's that question for us in Mediacorp. How do we reinvent it in some ways? We're also experimenting with the China. I mean, I think we had released one recently that was very similar to the China microdrama model in English. It's not quite doing so well. So for us, it's still lessons about what we can do better and how we can do it, and understanding our audience. Sorry, that's a long-winded answer to your question.
Oh, but it's very insightful for sure. Yeah. I mean, I see the theme, I mean, not say theme, the common things that's coming up is about the storytelling is data-driven. And the fact that it is whatever is in the elements of the microdrama, it is invoking emotional response at within 2 minutes, and also strategically at the optimal time, as and it requires testing. It requires versioning, different versions, or it's actually a very fluid formula. It's very scary, which is why I think the AI production workflow does help to sort of like, make sure everything is smoother and maybe easier and more efficient for such things to play with. Oh gosh, our creativity is tested all the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, okay, this was a question by Jana. Jana, what genre is the most popular in making a micro drama? Anyone can, maybe anyone can answer this.
My boyfriend is a secret billionaire.
What genre is that?
That would be
Romance?
romance.
Is it it's like a romance?
I think that is called a genre by itself.
So
Right. What's
actually,
the latest trend right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Timothy.
it differs in different region, I think. So for example, in Southeast Asia, right, what really resonates is the rags to riches stories, the romance stories, as well as the CEO stories. But in the West, you have all these, like, you know, the country love stories, the werewolves, the fantasy genres that are really quite popular. But we are also seeing a really strong interest in period historical stories as well. Yeah, especially in the Southeast Asia region, particularly Singapore and Malaysia. Yeah, they're very interested in those like 穿越时空, but something that you used to watch, you know, maybe in the past, like 步步惊心 kind of stories, where you get it now in like 5 to 10 seconds, you get the satisfaction. You see all these old characters, or other characters whipping out handphones in the palace kind of stories, which people are like,
I see. Those time travel
interesting.
fantasy kinds, right?
Yeah. So these stories are getting really, really popular. But we're seeing a new trend. So what we describe most, we call it the 女频剧, which is the female-oriented shows. The 男频剧 is becoming more popular. 男频剧 means the male-oriented shows. 男频剧 is where the fantasy, the AI stuff comes into place. This is a very interesting group of audiences that is starting to pick up to watching micro dramas too. So it will be very interesting to see where we go with genres in the next couple of months and years.
Yeah, how does the non-fiction kind of genres do? You know, there's a question about blogging and travelogues and even micro documentaries on. Yeah, how do they do that? How do they fare? Anyone? We don't know.
Yeah,
Timothy?
I think
Daniel?
I
Wei-Lyn?
think micro drama is a kind of, it has its own language. So I mean, if it is a travel log, then maybe it's a microfilm, not a micro drama. I mean, if it's like talking about food and yeah, I mean, everything doesn't have to happen in a lightning speed, and every dramatic 3 second there must be somebody being slapped across. Yeah, so I mean, I've seen micro drama that is happening at a very slow burn pace, and I totally find it very refreshing. I was like, wow, nothing happens. We're still like slow dolling into the back of a person. Who is this person? After 5 seconds, no, actually at the end of the 2 minutes, then the person turned around and said, huh, that's so bold. So I think, yeah, trends are starting to shift. So even travelogue, yeah, it might not be a drama. I'm not sure would it come to platforms like your platform, Tim.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say vlogging would come into that space, but I would think that you will start seeing reality series format that would go on microdrama platform. It has happened in Korea. There is this company called Bamboo Network, where they do like speed dating elevator series, which is again very good men, women, you know, a bit like, you know, those shows you watch on Netflix, right? Very attention grabbing. I think the core for micro storytelling, right? And you know, even to expand on what Wei-Lyn talked about, there is no one formula. There is the Chinese formula. There is Singapore formula. It's how you effectively capture attention in a 3 to 5 second attention span world. Whatever you do, vlogging, travel logs, and stuff like that, these are micro content. But if your content is not able to very quickly go, oh my God, it's interesting, people are most likely going to swipe away. But then you have people who appreciate stories like Daniel, who will sit, and myself, who will sit through a longer form show because we appreciate the storytelling. But not everyone is in that headspace, especially the younger generation. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say for younger generation. My mom has no time to watch what do you call it, like a 长寿剧, which is in the past, you know, we have the Taiwanese 乡土剧, right? That is hundreds of episodes. She's pivoted to watching these 2 to 3 minute shows because it gets you the same satisfaction that she used to wait for days for. So I think that ability to satisfy is what you need to look for when you create content, and not just I want to put something out because I filmed something, and then it's 2 minutes, it's micro. Yeah, so think about satisfying.
Okay.
Sounds so
Thanks.
sexual.
Yeah. That's good. That's
Absolutely.
good. Wei-Lyn, what about you? Last, some takeaway for the audience.
The question about was sorry, was it about the question about the short form content? I mean, generally we are focusing on short form content on the whole. Microdramas, I think, are very specific in the sense of it's a drama, it's got hooks, it's got cliffhangers, it's going to keep you coming back for more. But like they say, everything is constantly evolving. There will be the premium microdramas, I think, at some point that will evolve to that. And I think generally, I mean, this is a convenient label to call something in this way. But I think end of the day, viewers will get more and more savvy about what they want to watch, and there people will be replicating the same things possibly. And I think end of the day, it's about creativity and looking at things from a different angle, and again, emotional resonance, fulfilling that need of the viewer to be fulfilled in some way. Understanding the viewers is the most important. And to the question about AI, yes, it can help you. We're cautious about it because of all the copyright issues. But I think end of the day is using it to your advantage, but putting your extra creative flair to make it different and new and refreshing. I think it's very important because there will always be this need for something fresh and different to be excited about.
Very true indeed. Yes. Okay, thank you very much, the three of you. I mean, this has been quite a rich day. I think you can go on forever if you can continue talking, but I really, really want to thank you for that rich conversation. I hope we can pick it up again another day. And thank you, audience. But before I go, I'd like to also make some announcements. I think okay, so as you know, we are doing this GENflick, right, which is a AI microfilm making in 48 hours, okay, with Gen AI. So if you're interested to join this competition, if you haven't already joined, please take photo, scan the QR code, and then register, okay? And then the next one is, this is part one of the webinar. So part two is also happening at the same time next week, next Thursday. And next Thursday, we will, yes, can you flash that? Okay, great. Next week, we'll be going through the tools and the tips and tricks for creating content with Gen AI. So please join us, same time on Thursday next week, all right? And if you're interested in how to create content with Gen AI, here are some courses for you. Okay, yeah. So once again, I just really want to thank Wei-Lyn, Timothy, and Daniel for joining us. I hope to catch up with you outside of this thing, and really thank you for so much for your insightful sharing on this whole thing about micro dramas and AI production workflows and storytelling. It's just really thank you for inspiring us and giving us that kind of like a buzz, the buzz to want to keep to try something different, right? But ultimately, the point is, it's the storytelling, it's how creative you want to be and how you can go with the trend, right? And make it and own it, right? And be creative. Okay, thank you so much, everybody, for attending. All right, so bye-bye. Then you can go and eat your dinner already soon and go home. Bye-bye. Thanks, Wei-Lyn. I'll catch you again.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Timothy. Bye. And Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank all of you. Bye-bye.
When you ain't got nobody, every day feels the same, and you walk in the streets without an aim. Now that I found you, I'm all up around you. You see right through me, you know how to move me. I just wanna tell you, baby, how I really feel. I just wanna show you, baby, I am for real. You bring out the best in me, baby. Yeah. Oh yeah. You bring out the best in me, baby. Yeah. Oh yeah. Get down. When we go out to town, wanna show you, baby, I am for real. You bring out the best in me, baby. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You bring out the best in me, baby. Oh yeah, oh yeah. To the bridge. We may have our worries, we may have our fears. The future's uncertain, our plans never clear. But right now I'm with you, right now I need you. Your sweet inspiration, my sweet fascination. I just wanna tell you, baby, how I really feel. I just wanna show you, baby, I am for real. You bring out the best in me, baby. Yeah, oh yeah. You bring out the best in me, baby. Yeah, oh yeah. You bring out the best in me, baby. Oh yeah, You bring out the best in me, baby. Somebody say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh In the quiet of the night, in the glow of the street lights, my love keeps me very still. She will rock me until I will fall into a slumber. In my mind I will recall all the pleasures of the day, that breeze that never fades. Love will always stay on through the night. On through the night. Right beside me she will wonder what gifts tomorrow will bring her, knowing that my word is true, and to her I will see them through. She will fall into a slumber, and in you find peace of mind after all we've been through. Yeah, you slip past the block, down the lonely